Wow, wow. Let's just set up a hypothetical situation. A pastor comes to both of you separately and says, I have a church that's running about, 75 people. And it's in an urban inner city area. And it was started by, let's say, Northern Europeans, Norwegians, Lutherans of some sort. And now the people have all moved out of that area. They've got this facility, they've got this building, and now the ethnicity has changed around them. And they're saying, Danny, you've had experience in all of this, and we're not really musicians, I mean, we play organs and the hymns, and if Bach didn't write it, it's rock music in our school.
Yeah.
And they come to you, and they come to Dr. Jan, and they say, what would you, from your experience of bringing different cultures together, how could we start? And could you give me 3 steps to becoming a multi-ethnic church from our congregation? What might you say? We'll start with Dr. Jan again.
Well, I would say the first step is just know what it means to be multicultural. You have to develop a mindset and switch your paradigm for it. The second step is I would have you decide, are you going to be a geographic church or are you going to be a demographic church? Don't decide this on your own. Take it into prayer, because prayer builds your church. What is God's purpose and vision for you? And the third thing I would recommend is really look and see who your community is. I have a 3-step process. Blueprint your community, which means lay it out. Really look at it very closely. And then I go from there to the architect. When you look at the architect of your community, you're really looking at all the little nuances. Who are the people that are there? What do they think? What do they like? What are their habits? And third is do a building inspection. And that's not where you're looking at the flaws, but where you're looking at the strengths. It would be if you use the word community asset mapping. Your community asset mapping and really digging through what your community is, because you're going to them. You're not building your church based on what you think they need, what you think they need. You're building your church on who they are. You're also getting to know them. You're getting to build relationships. You're going out there. It's that concept of making disciples. Now, we talk a lot, and I'll just kind of wrap this up with it. We talk a lot about reconciliation. You want to reconcile people to God. You want to build fellowship and reconcile from within. But you're always going with, you're making disciples. The goal is to reconcile people with a loving Father who wants to bring restoration to you. So it's not about the process, and I always tell people about this with the multicultural church. It's not about being multicultural. It's about building God's church, about sowing into the kingdom. And that's what it's with any church.